right, here we go. Here we go. Media Day, number 11 for me at Michigan. So it has been an interesting preseason, summer preseason, changing coaches, a lot of scholarships to fill for 18. We've been trying to do a lot of things and get the team ready. I do not think that it's for the last couple of years we've been really spoiled. And 2 years ago we had Mo, and that was like the only new guy. Last year we had 3, and none of them had to be great last year to make us good. Now we're trying to get all the young guys that didn't play last year. There's 4 of them, and then 3 new guys, 7 new guys, really, 8 new guys counting Charles. And what I'm remembering right now, that when they're on the scout team, when they're freshmen, or especially on the scout team, they're not as accountable. We're watching the other guys. So there's Charles and Austin have to make big improvements where they showed great flashes of talent last year. Maybe fundamentals weren't emphasized enough with that group. And now the young kids are always the same. It's always fundamentals, fundamentals. I'm talking about things that aren't changing. I change like the wind in basketball. But are you in a stance? Are you talking? Are you catching the ball with 2 hands, 2 feet? Are you embracing physicality? That's never going to change. And getting the new guys to do that has been a bit of a challenge so far. So we just keep working at it and working at it. I think we've had just average practice. Intensity in practice is really good. It's really good. But we'd say every day, are we going to play hard or are we going to play smart? We're not playing as smart as we will as you just watch the progression this year. That'll be the hope, with really 6 new guys out there, and only 3 guys with any type of real game experience. It's going to be a process, and we're going to embrace that. So I'd love to answer any questions that you have. It's going to be a great day. You get a chance to talk to 3 new assistants, who are 2 new assistants, or really 3 with Sadi 1 year. They're not good. They are great. They are great. One thing we've been able to do is each time that we had a coaching change, we were able to address the needs that next team needed. And I think we've hit home runs with all 3 of these guys in the last 2 years. And I think you'll see that as we make progress. So that's good. Attitude's been good by everybody on the team, and we're just trying to get better. But we're not very good right now. But we'll continue to grow.
You guys can just remember to help me with the microphones. Daly, you want to start off?
Coach, you knew you were going to have Xavier Simpson and Eli Brooks on the roster. What made you decide it was necessary to go out and get a grad transfer point guard?
Just flat out inexperience, really. We had Xavier last year, playing 5 or 6 minutes a game, and Eli coming as a freshman. If there was an experienced player that we felt that was a Michigan fit and was a guy that had a lot of experience, we thought we'd just better be sure. And so we were really feeling. I think it was even before DJ left that went pro that decision was made, and it was we said we got a pretty good front line, I think, coming back here, and let's make sure we have that quarterback. That guy, and let the cream rise to the top, and they're really competing.
Right down in front, Casey.
Casey Campbell, G1 NBC Sports. Hi, John. How are you?
Hi.
Wanted to ask you about the Big Ten schedule this year, playing 2 conference games in December. What do you think about the changes this year with the conference tournament?
Well, it beats the idea that we're going to try and squeeze 18 games into just January and February. I think we're also cognizant of having some type of break at Christmas time for these kids. Our schedule, some guys here have been here longer than I've been here, but I can't imagine a tougher Michigan schedule ever than we have right now. I think when we got here 10 years ago, we were playing on an average of 18 or 19 BCS games. This is like 24 or 25 BCS games. And we got 5 in a row, and probably, depending on what happens in Maui, we're going to have 7 or 8 done before Christmas. So it is what it is. Everybody in the league has to do it. I do like the idea that you go into 20 eventually and having these games. For us to get UCLA and Texas to go home and home is not an easy thing. And every year you're always struggling. How can you get that quality opponent on Saturday in December when they've already played an exempt tournament? So I think this is really good. We can get better games here at Chrysler and certainly be challenged on the road.
Thanks, John.
Right over here, people.
Austin Davis has flown a bit under the radar. What role do you expect for him this season?
We're hoping right now he's one of the three bigs. I would say right now John Teskey has probably played better than him at this point. I'm just telling you, last year scout team would score 16 points and he might score 12 of them, right? Now accountability and defense and all these things are other things that he's got to get better at. And so he's a guy whose body has really changed. He's got to play like his body's really changed. I know he will. But there's another level. He's one of those guys that when he gets to 212 degrees, when he's boiling, he's going to be really good. But he's got to get there first, and he's shown that in just stages. Love the kid. He's going to be very good once we get that little bit more intensity from him.
Right down in front of Chris.
We saw a glimpse of Eli last night.
Yes.
Has he been finishing like that all?
Yeah, he's been pretty good at it. His percentages for a guard, I think he's shooting 50% from twos. That's really good for a guard. So, and threes, he's shooting high percentages both spots. So he's shown a real unique ability to catch on very quickly to many of the things. And it's not like they've learned everything they're going to learn by now. So we've had that before early. Man, they're getting everything. And then once they get to that, they can add and subtract. Now they're going to have to counter and make good decisions with this evolving game. Then they flatline a little bit. So we hope he doesn't flatline.
And then how much do you expect to play him off the ball? And is it really kind of a two-man competition at the point guard at this point, or is he?
No, it's all three.
Okay.
It's all three. We have a scrimmage coming up Sunday. I have no idea who I'm going to start. It could be any one of those three. That is the honest truth. We cannot. We just talked about it. We can't tell you that. So I would expect that to be revolving a little bit, and hopefully somebody wins it down the line. We might have a quarterback controversy. The three-man quarterback controversy.
Orion.
Coach, how has Xavier progressed so far offensively through the first few practices?
He's doing a lot better. He shot the ball really well. Like last year, offense was he really helped us defensively. We all know that. Offensively, still there's some things that, like most freshmen, he was still evolving, and he's done a much better job with that stuff. So he continued. He's a high energy guy. His catapult numbers are the best on the team. Where he's like Derek Walton numbers as far as his intensity in practice. Skill levels improved a great deal, and he's a great kid to coach.
Right over with Zach.
No, last season when we was on scout team, Charles, it was a lot about his defense and
Yep,
playing
yep.
the role of other guards. How's he been working in this offense kind of as his own player, and what can that look like?
Yeah, he is, again, what we've learned, and I think we saw this before, whether it was Mark Donnell, whether it was Duncan Robinson, when the lights go on, it's a little bit different. And when you're really being held accountable. So he's had some great days of practice, and he has some other days where we're not great. And you got to keep working through it. He hasn't been on the court in a real situation, I mean real minutes, like I'm not coming out of the game, I got to make decisions. So you're really in high school. So it's going to be a work in progress, just like Austin is, where talent is there. Now, am I going to be able to do the things to win games? Can I make winning play after winning play, whether it's taking a charge, being in position to be in position, make a foul shot, all those things are evolving. Exciting to coach, great attitude, athleticism, just as good as we've probably had. As far as the quickness of like a Manny Harris type of quickness. But at the same time, when you got all that, it doesn't make a difference. If you're not in the stance and you're not in the right position, the players are really good. And you're not going to be able to, you can't rely on only athleticism at this level is what I'm saying.
Right down here, John.
Coach, you talked about this team growing. Is there anything you can take from last year, hitting a low point and then finishing as strong as you
did to kind of apply to this group?
Yeah, I anticipate this year will, you know, when you're in, with a 31-game season, I am certain, and I hope I'm not being a Debbie Downer here with this thing. I'm just saying that it is our early schedule, we're gonna be hit with stuff. And we just gotta say, okay, it's part of the process. We're not gonna keep thinking about, remember last year, you can't be saying that. You gotta be you gotta understand it, it's part of the process. But with this schedule and with this, the youth on this team, we'll get three guys, right? And then X, we played 6 minutes a game, that really have ever walked out on that court in a Michigan uniform and played any type of minutes. There's gonna be, you're gonna have to be patient and watch it. I hate it that we continue to try to rebuild or reinvent or every year, but it's been pretty much, except for a couple of years, it's been the story. And sometimes we'll be more equipped to win early, and sometimes we won't be.